Good morning to all. So in last class we discussed about 4 target programs. It's correct. Then how to calculate the instruction cost for the given programs. It's correct. How to calculate the instruction cost for the given program. That is for your last class. So in the target machine we are having for the memory can calculate the address of the cast for the given program is 1 only. The register is, that is absolute addressing mode is 1. The register will be indicate for 2. Register will be indicate for 0. It's correct, ma? Register will be indicate for zeros. Register will be indicate for 0. Memory for 1. Indexed addressing mode, the constants of the addressment will be indicate for 1. So similar that you have to calculate for the addressing cast for the given machine instructions, machine descriptions. So in the target machine description, it's one way of designing the good code generators. So in the target generation, the target computer addresses it specify in the form of bytes. For 4 bytes form a word. So in that specification, we are having the 2 address instruction of the form is op, operand, operator, source plus destination, source space destination. So OF is an opcode and the source and address destination is the data field. Okay, OF is an opcode and the source and destinations are data field. Okay, OP is an opcode and source and destinations are data field. Source and destinations are data field. Okay, so similar that you have to check here. This is the instruction of the form. So in that instruction, OP it's an opcode. The source and destinations are the data field. Okay, so similar that you have to calculate the address for the given machine, target machine for the cast of the instruction for the given programs. Cast of the instruction for the given programs. Okay, so here what we'll do, how to calculate. For example, I'm giving for one example, move of R0, R1. Move of R0, R1. What about the next thing? Move of R0, R1. Second instruction is move of R1, M. Move of R1, M. Okay, then what about this next one? The third instruction is subtraction. Subtraction of 5 bracket of R0. This is the constant addressing mode. Okay, comma, star symbol 10 of R1. Star symbol 10 of R1. This is also one type of constant. It's correct. So what is the instruction for the given target machine instruction? How to calculate for the cast for the given instruction? The move will be calculated for 1. The R0 is 0, R1 is 0. So totally we are having for 1 only. Next check move of R1, M. Move will be 1, R1 is 0, M is 1. So the total cast is 2. Then sub will be indicate for 1. Then 5 of R0. R0 is registered, but constant value will be indicate for 1. 1. 10 of R1, 1. So totally we are having for 3. So for given the 3 instructions, we have how many cast for the given instruction? 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. Totally 6. The cast for the given instruction is 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. So this is for the total values. So similar that you have to calculate for the target machines. Okay. Okay. So this is for previous class. Okay. Now we will discuss for the today what topic you have to discuss. Mean today topic is issue in the design of code generators. Issues in the design of code generators. Okay. Issues in the design of code generator. Okay. What is issue in the design of code generator? Okay. This is a common issues. So now we are discussing about 4 common issue in the design of code generations. This is also one type of part B questions. One type of part B questions. Okay, how to check? So normally the code generator is the final phase of the compiler. It's a synthesis phase, the backend of the compiler. The code generator convert the input is the intermediate representation of the source code. The code generator. So you can get the input from intermediate representation of the source code as the input. The input can be readily to be executed by the machine instruction. So the code generator, it's convert the intermediate representation of the source code as the input and equivalent to produce the target code as target machine is the output of the code generation phase. And it can be readily executed by the machines. Okay. So the code generator, it is expected to generate for the correct code. So we are having for 4 properties of code generation. Uniqueness, high quality. You can generate the easy to generate the target, easy to generate for the target machines. So we are having for 4 properties. First one is correctness. Second one, high quality. Third one, efficient use of resources of the target machines. Fourth one, quick code generations. So in that quick code generation, so in the correctness, it should produce the correct code and do not alter the purpose of source code. It should produce the correct code and do not alter the purpose of source code. High quality means it should always produce the high quality of the object codes. So this is for the normal thing. So in the code generator, it is expected to generate the correct code only. So in the designing of code generator should be done in a way that it can be easy to implemented, tested and maintained by the given generation of the part. Some common issue can be occurred for the given generation of the design of code generator. We are having for stubborn issue. So list out the issues in the design of code generator. You got to write down for all the 7 issues. Input to code generator, target program, memory management, instruction selection, register allocation, evaluation order, approaches to the code generations. Approaches to code generations. So we are having for some common issue. So list of the issue in the design of code generator, it is a part A question. So you have to list out for all the 7 issues. So in big question, part B question mean explain the or describe the or elaborate the issue in the design of code generator mean you got to first write the definition of issue in the design of code generator, then list out the issue, then each and every issue you have to write the some definition along with some example. This is also one type of part B questions. So in that heading we are having for one part A question is there, one part B question is there. Just to list out the common issue mean you got to just write the issue for all the 7 issues. Explanation means you got to write all the 7 type of issue, then define with for each definition for each issues. Okay, so this is for the thing. Okay, what about the first issue? The first issue is input to the code generators. The first one is input to the code generator. Input to the code generator. Okay, so in that input to the code generation phase, input to the code generation phase. So in the code generation phase, what we do? Input to the code generator. The code generation phase, it take intermediate code as the input. It take intermediate code as the input. It take intermediate code as the input. Okay, it take intermediate code as the input. So in the input to the code generator is the intermediate code as the input. The intermediate code is generated by the front end of the compiler. It's correct? It's a front end of the compiler. Along with the front end, all the information can be stored at the symbol table technique. Along with all the information, it be stored from the symbol table. So in that symbol table, it determines the runtime addresses of the data objects. Runtime addresses of the data objects. Okay, so these data objects are denoted by the name of the intermediate representations. Okay, the code generation phase, it take the intermediate code as the input. This is the first point. So the input of the intermediate code generator After storing all the information into the input, it will be stored along with this, it will be stored from the symbol table technique. Symbol table. The information, all the information table to be stored from the symbol table. So in that symbol table information, it is used to determine the runtime address of the data objects. Runtime address of the data objects. Okay. Next thing, data object. So this type of data objects is denoted by the intermediate representation of the names. This type of data object, the data object can be denoted by the names in the intermediate representations. So what is the type of intermediate representation? It will occur for the input to the design. The intermediate in the form of, the first one is quadruple, 3 address code, triple, indirect triple, postfix notation, and it also represents the form of some graphical representation of such as tag representations, syntax tree. Okay, now you got the point. So the first issue in the input design of code generator is input to the code generator. So what is input to the code generator? So the input to the code generator means the first one is, it is a code generation phase. The code generation phase take the input as the intermediate code. The intermediate code can be generated by the front end of the compiler. After the front end of the compiler, all the information can be stored from the used from the symbol table information. This type of symbol table information, it is used to determine the runtime address of the data objects. So these data objects are denoted by the names in the intermediate representation. What type of names in the intermediate representation? First one is 3 address code, quadruple, postfix notation, then graphical representation of syntax tree and tag. So these are all the some intermediate representation. I think I was study about in third model. 3 address code mean 2 for operand, 1 for operator. Postfix notation mean you got to convert from one notation to the another. That is police notation. Post order tree or traverse notation. Syntax tree mean as per according to the given expression, you got to construct for this some syntax tree. Syntax tree is nothing but one type of graphical representation. Then what about the next thing? Tag. TAG. Directed acyclic graph. It is also one type of graphical representation. But in the tag, you got to convert from common sub-expression to be combined to the single expression. Common sub-expression, the given expression is called tag. But in syntax tree, do not convert for the common sub-expression. Quadruple. Quadruple mean based on the 3 address code, you got to create for the 4 values: operand, argument 1, argument 2, operator, result. Triple mean only 3 things: operator, argument 1, argument 2, no result. Indirect triple mean based on the triple value, you got to convert into some other of statements. Based on the statement, you got to write for the indirect statement into the given 3 address statements. Okay, so these data objects generated by the intermediate representation. The intermediate representations are such as 3 address code, quadruple, triple, indirect triple, notation, and the graphical representation of syntax tree and tag. Okay, this is the next point. What about the next point? The code generation phase, the intermediate code, it is generated by the front end. So based on the input of the front end, you should be equivalent to produce the target machine. So the target machine can be easily to manipulate it. Okay, so in the front end of the compiler, it is necessary to check for the type checking and type conversion need to be done. It's also in third module was already completed. Type checking and type conversion, static checking, dynamic checking, static checking for compile time, dynamic checking for runtime, type conversion, integer to float conversion, float to integer conversion. So these are all the code generation input to the design of code generator. Okay, then what about the next point? The semantic error should be done before the submitting of the input to the code generator. So once you got to complete the output, you got to get the output from syntax analyzer. The semantic analyzer need to check the error from the given input. So once you got to check the input, it will be everything is clear. Then only you can give the input to the front end of the compiler, give the output to the produce the output, and after that give the input to the intermediate code generation, give the input to the code generation phase. So back end of the compiler get the input from front end of intermediate code. Okay, so this is called issue in the design of first issue in input to the design of code generators. First issue in input to the design of code generators. Okay, it's clear. Then I go to the next issue. The next one is target programs. The next one is target programs. So, okay, what is the target programs? What is target programs? What is target program? How to check for the given target programs? So, in the target program, in previous class I just what is object code form? What is object code form? So in object code form, we are having for three form. One is absolute code, second one is relocatable machine code, third one is absolute code, relocatable machine code, third one is assembly code. We are having for three things. So based on the three data, based on these three representation, you have to write the description for target programs. So in the target program, you have to first write for object code. We are having for three object code form. First one is absolute code, second one is relocatable machine code, third one is absolute code, relocatable machine code, third one is assembly code. So these three output of the given program, you have to write it. Okay, so these three things you have to write for the given things. Okay, so this is for target program. So what is the in target program is the output of the code generator. It's correct. The target program is the output of the code generators. First thing. So in the target program, we are having for three object code form. One is absolute code, second one is relocatable code, third one is assembly code. Okay. So what about the first one, absolute machine code mean? It should be the fixed memory location. It can be directly placed into the memory, immediately executed. Only small program can be compiled and execution for the given target machine code instructions. That is assembly code, absolute machine code. Relocatable machine language mean what will do? It's output allow the subprogram. So in that absolute code only. So the second issue in the design of code generator is target program. Target program is the output of the code generator. In the target program, we are having for three code forms. One is absolute machine language, second one is relocatable machine language, third one is assembly language. Okay, so in absolute machine language mean, so it can be fixed memory location, can be immediately executed by the given instructions. So the target program, target program, it becomes in the form of three forms. One is absolute machine language, second one is relocatable machine language, third one is assembly language. Based on the three language you got to do. So first one, absolute machine language mean what will do? The absolute code is a machine code. It refers to the actual addresses within the program address space. So in that program address space, the generated code can be directly placed into the memory and immediately executed. So in that absolute machine language, only small program can be compiled and executed quickly. Small program can be compiled and executed quickly. Small program can be compiled and executed quickly. Okay, this is for first object code form. First code form. Second one is relocatable machine language. Relocatable code. In that, its output allows subprogram and subroutine to be compiled separately. Only go to compile for small program, subprogram and subroutine to be compiled separately. So the relocatable object, what will do after combining each subprogram, you go to link together for all the subprogram and loaded link together for all the subprogram and loaded by linking loader. Okay, so the relocated machine language, it's the output allow the subprogram and subroutine to be compiled separately. The relocatable object model can be linked together. All the subprogram can be linked together and loaded by linking loader. Okay, only small program can be compiled, executed immediately to the executed by the given instruction is called absolute machine language. It's a small subprogram and subroutine to be compiled separately. That is relocatable machine language. So in the relocatable object model, all the subprogram can be linked together and loaded by linking loader. Okay, what about the third one? The third one is target machine code, that is assembly code. So assembly code, it is produce the assembly language program as the output. So in that assembly code, we can generate the symbolic instructions and use macros facility of the assembler in generating the codes. We can generate the symbolic instruction and use macro facilities of assembler for generating the codes. So it producing the assembly language program as the output. The process of making of code generation phase. Okay, but you have to generating for the assembler code as the output. It you have to make for code generation process. We go to the code generation process can be slower only. Why? Because you are doing for assembling, loading, and linking purpose. Linking is required. That is the purpose we are doing for slower purpose only. Okay, this is the second use in the design of code generator. Okay, what about the third one? The third one is memory management. The third one is memory management. What about the memory management? So the memory management means it is mapping the names in source program to the address of the data objects. Mapping the names in the source program to the address of data objects is done by the front end and the code generators. Okay, so mapping the names in source program. So it's a front end and code generator perform the task of mapping the name in source program to address the data object in runtime memory. So it is used by the 3 address code. It is referred to the entries in the symbol table technique. So that in the 3 address, in memory management of 3 address code, it's contained the label from those label can be converted into the equal memory addresses. Equal memory addresses. So you got to specify the memory address for the given techniques. Okay, this is the third design of code generator. Third issue in the design of code generator. What about the fourth one? Instruction selections. So in that instruction selection, it is equal to maintain the uniformity and completeness of the given instructions. So you are having the important two factor will be important factor for the code generation is the first one is uniformity, second one is completeness. The important factor of information instruction selection is one is uniformity, another one is completeness of the instruction set. Completeness of the instruction set. So the uniformity and completeness of the instruction is the important factor of instruction selections. Two important factors, uniformity and completeness of instruction set. These two factors to be covered for the instruction selection method in code generation phase. So in that instruction selection, selecting the best instruction will improve the efficiency of the programs. But the selection of instructions are depending on the instruction set of the target machines. The selection of instruction selection is it is depending on the selection of instruction. It is depending on the target machines. But we do not consider the efficiency of the target code. Okay, so how to check for the given thing? For example, I am giving the instructions. 1 minute. Okay, here check. Here I'm giving for two example. One is P plus one thing, 2 minutes. Okay, we are having for two example of three address codes. One for Q, P will be equal to Q plus R, first instruction of three address code. Second one is S will be equal to P plus T. I'm giving for three address code. Three address code statement. Two statement I'm providing for the three address code statement. Two statement. The two statements are belong with the three address code constructions. First, you got to write. I got to write. Move of Q comma R naught. So the Q can be moved to R naught. Next, add R comma R naught. That what we'll do? The Q plus B will be now move on to the R naught themes. Now R naught can move to P. Correct? So move of R naught comma P. So the first three instructions are the generated machine code are first three address code statements. What about the next one? Check. Move of P comma R naught. Add T comma R naught. Move R naught comma S. Move R naught comma S. Okay. Here we are having for first statement is for three machine code generator. Second statement will be generating for three machine code. That's correct. So here the fourth statement is redundant. What is the fourth statement? Move of P comma R naught. Move of P comma R naught. So this is for fourth statement. Move of P comma R naught. Move of P comma R naught. So in that above generated code is here having for 6 code. Here the fourth statement is written as the value of P is loaded again in that statement that just has been stored in the previous statements. It is lead to an inefficient code sequence. Inefficient code sequence. You can check here move of R naught comma P. Here move of P comma R naught. Here the move of R naught comma P used for anywhere for the further statement. It is not used. It is not used. And the statement move of P comma R naught is redundant values. So it is not used. The fourth statement of move of P comma R naught is redundant values. Why? Because the P value can be loaded again and again for the given statement. The previous statement is move of R naught comma P. Next one is move P comma R naught. So the R naught comma P is not using anywhere, not used. But the move P comma R naught is redundant. Why? Because the value of P can be loaded again in the statement, has been stored in the previous statements. That is, it is read to the inefficient code sequence. Inefficient code sequence. So what we'll do after that? What we'll do? So you have to do that in that program. After that, you have to check that in that sequence of statements, three generated machine code. What we'll do? You have to check these values. Move of Y comma R naught. That is move of Q comma R naught. Move of Q comma R naught. Then add Z comma R naught. Next thing, add Z comma R naught. Second one. Then it is not okay. This is both are it is not used, this is redundant. So you got to avoid this statement. Then add T comma R naught. T comma R naught. Then last one, it is move of R naught comma S. It's correct, it is efficient. So this is for final statements. Okay, so the final one is generated for the quality of generated code is decided by the speed and size of the given thing. So you have to check simply line by line translation of the three address code into the target code. Okay, So this is for third issue. Fourth one. So first one is input to the code generator. Second one is target program. Third one is memory management. Fourth one is instruction selection. Okay. Then move on to the fifth statements. Move on to fifth statements. What about the fifth one? What about the fifth one? The fifth one is register allocations. Register allocations. What about the fifth issues? Register allocations. So in the register allocation, it's contained the register operand. You got to storing the using of operand into the memory. So while you got to generating the register allocation, generating the good code generator, you got to efficiently utilize the register. Efficiently, you got to utilize the register for the given register allocation statements. So while generating a good code, good efficient code, utilization of register is the important factor. So in the register allocation, we are having for two factors, two important activity done by for the register. Two important activity can be done by the register allocation. First one is a register allocation. Second one is register assignment space. So in the register allocation, first we got to select the set of variable that will be reside the register in each point of the programs. Select only those set of variable that will reside the register at each point in the program. Second one is register assignment phase. This specific register is picked to access the variables. So we are having for two important activity done while using the register. First one is register allocation. During register allocation, during register assignment phase. So in the register allocation, you got to select the appropriate set of variable that will reside in the registers. Second one, during register assignment phase, you got to pick up the specific register. Based on the pick up the register, you got to assign the corresponding variable that will reside in the given register assignment phase. For example, we are having for some three address code, three statements of three address code. One is T1 is A will P plus P. Next one is T1 start C, T1 D. Now you are using for temporary variable only for T1 only. So what we'll do, move of A comma or not. Next add B comma or not. This is for the first statements. Second one, T1, move of C comma. So now all the value will be, now R0 value can be moved from T1 only. It's correct. Then multiplication of C comma R0. So T1 can be, now the value can move from R0. C comma R0. Next div of D comma R0. Last, all the value can move from temporary variable of T1. So this is for allocation assignment. So based on the register, you got to use for the only set of variable you got to select. So based on the set of variable, you got to assign for the three address code. After that, you got to assign the specific register to pick up to access the variable for the given statements. This is for the fifth phase. Okay. The first one is issue in the design of code generator. We have first one is input to the code generator. Second one, target program. Third one, memory allocation. Fourth one, instruction selection. Fifth one, register allocations. What about the next one, sixth one? Choice of evaluation order. The seventh one is approach to code generations. Choice means